Okay, so thanks for being with me today. I'm Anna, and my channel is all about delicious recipes, daily life ideas, and ways to find joy in the day to day normals. I have not niched down. I'm in my 40s. I have so many things that I like to talk about, maybe too many things, but I'm glad that you're here. Today's post is all about five things that no one told me I would love about having teenagers. Of course, we've all experienced the worst of the worst, where we think this is exactly God's plan to make sure that we boot them out and get them ready. But then here, what my focus today is not on the hard times. My focus today is 5 things that no one told me I would love about having teenagers. So let's start about some of these things because nobody even really talks about them. First of all, their humor is absolutely next level. They are hilarious. Sometimes they try to be funny, sometimes they're not trying to be funny. But if you can learn to embrace the humor and laugh about it, yeah, you're going to become a little bit more immature yourself, but that's okay. This is the season for that. Their humor is amazing, top notch. Second thing nobody told me, they would be my biggest cheerleaders. It has brought me to tears. I'm not going to do it right now, maybe, but how much they love and support you. They want you to succeed. They want you to grow. They want you to try new things. You know, they're testing the waters. They're like that little bird learning to fly, getting its wings out there. So they fall and get back up. They don't see you fall as much because you're older and so much wiser. No, it's, you're at a different level in your life. So they like for you to try new things and for them to get to be a part of that. And they have absolutely been my biggest cheerleaders. Another thing that I absolutely love that nobody told me about was how much I would love watching them succeed. And not only succeed, but when they fail, of course that's hard, but the fact that they try and try again, that has blessed me so much and reminded me that it is okay to fail, that we're going to try and grow and learn from these things. The fourth thing that nobody told me was that the time in the car is absolutely golden. You don't get that time back. I actually try to create these scenarios where I'm with my kids in the car and trapping them in there. No, I'm kidding, not trapping, but you get that time where you're going to talk and communicate. Now listen to me. If they're in the passenger seat, they're probably getting on some sort of device, which is just making our brains like goldfish brains. But if you can, once they start driving, right, they're doing the driver's ed, the practice, the driving, let them do it all the time, because when they're in that driver's seat, I know, grab the old poopy handle because it might be scary, but let them drive, and then they are going to open up and talk with you like you don't get anymore. So that time in the car is absolutely golden. And then the last thing that nobody told me I would love is that my family is growing without me having more babies. They have friends that come over, girlfriends, in your case, maybe boyfriends, I don't know. But I have 2 young men in my house, so they both have girlfriends. That has just expanded our family. Their friends, their cousins, is just expanding and expanding. And I think it's just one of the greatest surprises that nobody tells you about. One of the frequently asked questions I get is, what was the first thing that made me fall in love with having teenagers? Well, they're my babies, so I already love them. That's not a problem. But I think it's their unique way of looking at life. At first, I challenged that all the time. And I learned and I grew, and I thought, let me see it from a different perspective because, I know, good Lord knows that I need a little perspective in my life, and kids are a great way to give you that. Do I have anxious thoughts about teenagers? Do I have anxious thoughts? Yes. I've given that to the Lord. I do sleep soundly at night. But I know I have good plans for you, declares the Lord, for people who love and are called according to my purpose. My boys love Jesus. They're going to mess up. I'm going to mess up. But I stand on God's promises. Another question I get: how can I encourage my teenager in different ways? Well, encouragement looks really different to a lot of different people. Put the little notes in their lunchbox still. Put notes under their pillows. Offer support. Offer encouragement and advice when they ask. You know, they're not looking for your story of what you did 25 years ago. Maybe they are, but let them ask for it. What they want to know is, do you hear them? Do you have an applicable action step for them? Or maybe they don't want you to talk at all. Maybe they just want you to listen to them. Pray for them. A lot of times I say, hey, I prayed for you this morning. Is there anything in particular that you need me to pray for tomorrow or later on today when I'm praying again? Because there's a lot of prayer that goes into this life. Here's some tips for this. Listen more than you speak. Celebrate their God-given talents. I love watching you play. Not, I love when you win. No, we're going to win and we're going to lose. And we do not want to go through life thinking that we're not going to fail, because we are, and hard times will come. We want to support and walk alongside them when they are. Offer support without overwhelming them, okay? Let them take the lead sometimes. Don't be smothering, just be there. Do something alongside of them. Fix something, make something. A lot of natural conversations will happen when you're doing that. Here's some steps to enjoying these years. First of all, you got to let go of perfection. Just let it go. There's going to be moments of laughter, tears, anger, every single thing in between. But let your heart just burst with pride and delight in your kids. Another thing, make some time for shared experiences. Yeah, the big experiences are amazing if you get to do them, but the little things are what's great. Changing a headlight in a truck, okay? Side by side, working together. And then focus on the big picture. You want your children to love the Lord. You want them to love other people. You want them to have a servant's heart. You want them to contribute to society. There's so many things. I mean, that's just like the tip. That's why our prayers go for minutes and hours and days and all of that. But just savor all of the moments, okay? And then lastly, the story of the prodigal son. There's a lot of characters and a lot of viewpoints in this, but I think something to think about is, as your kids grow, they're going to make their own path. They're going to choose their own ways. And the biggest thing is that despite the decisions that your kids make, this is a whole other topic. I won't go there, but what I'm encouraging you is, it's easy to feel anxious. It's easy to feel frustrated when they stray from what you've expected. But I think the story of the prodigal son reminds us of the grace and love. It encourages us to be patient, to be forgiving, right where we are, right where they are. Let's see. I've got so much more to say, but I think I'll just cut it loose right here. Listen, if you felt encouraged today, I've got more videos on this type of thing, just daily encouragement. I'll put one in the cards above. Go ahead and click that next so you can just keep rolling through. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single one of these videos that come out. And let me know in the comments below what joys you have found in parenting your teen.